All right. My name is Robin Whitworth, and I'm the creator of the Elevated Mother program and the Elevated Mother brands. And I have with me today Letia Arendies. Yes.
Yes.
And she is in our Elevated Mother Experience program. And she has had quite the experience. And that's the goal. That's the goal of the program. But I wanted to bring her on today as she's moved through several months and had a lot of shifting to share with us some of her thoughts and experiences that I know will be valuable to someone that's going to watch this video. And if you're hearing this, then that's you. This video is for you. You clicked on the right one. Letia, give us a little demographic background. Little, who are you? Are you married? Do you have kids? Do you have a job? Like, just give us a little snapshot of Letia.
Yeah. I am married, have been for 16 years. I've got 4 kids, ages 5, 8, 10, and 12, and some special needs in there, and anxiety. And anyway, I've been mostly a stay-home mom. I was in the financial industry for like 12 years, and then more recently pursuing more of my art. And I'm a runner, so I love to push myself to the limits. Experience the pain cave is what they call it, and how tough my mental game can be. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
So good. So tell us, when she says she's a runner, she's like a serious runner. Like
There was one year I did 9 races, and that was the
incredible.
best. I loved it.
That's
But
so
at the
amazing.
same time, I was like, am I running away from my life and my problems? In a way, I probably was. And I sought out some therapy, but I found out that that wasn't digging deep enough for me. So I was grateful to find this elevated mother's experience to really do that, because a therapist was not digging up past stuff and beliefs and stuff. So um, I've been very grateful for that change.
Tell us, like, how did you find it?
Um, so I I don't know how I came across one of the coaches, Missy Reber, but I started following her on Facebook like a year and a half ago. And then in November, beginning of November, I saw one of her posts talking about how many mothers feel like they're stuck and just like frustrated with their lives. And I'm like, wait a minute. I that sounds like me. And I don't care who you are. I need that. I need that program to help me feel joy again in motherhood. And so I really felt like God put this in my life at the a crucial time in my life too. Um, I deal with seasonal depression, and so November and December particularly are super challenging for me. And so I knew I needed to make a conscious effort of getting my mental game, my positive attitude um, back in alignment. I felt like I was all over the place and super frustrated and super depressed. So, yeah, and I'm gonna cry, and it's good.
Well, so tell us a
No
little
shame
about
in that.
so you joined the experience and you came in. Does anyone ever cry in the program? I
Oh,
mean,
for sure.
what
Yeah,
were you
I
kind of thinking it would be like versus what it was really like, and some of the things that you experienced coming in?
so what I had really no clear picture of what it was going to be like. I was like, well, from my understanding, it's coaching, it's having a community that you can be vulnerable with, and like learn from each other, but also the coaches. And um, I think that's all I knew, but I knew like I wanted that community. I wanted people that were not settling for mediocrity. I didn't want to be around that anymore. I was like, I need new friends. I want to surround myself with people that are going places. Um, and it was perfect that it's Christian moms. And I wish there were more opportunities for people to be vulnerable with each other, at church and like just in the community. Because I feel like there's so much we can give to each other when we're vulnerable. And it's so healthy
Yeah.
for us to be able to express those emotions. And like, I'm a verbal processor, so I have to talk things through to really understand myself and others and situations and beliefs. So, um, yeah, but it's a safe place to do that. And so that's been, I couldn't find that anywhere else, to be honest. Not
We
even at
haven't
church.
either. That's why we created it. We're like, "Ah,
Yeah,
we need
yeah.
this as women and in the church, like in Christ's following. Like it's like, who are the women? Who are the people that are talking about things? This is life, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you've been able to witness that, see it, that it does exist somewhere.
And I thought it was just me at the beginning, like crying every time, but no. We all have our moments. We all have to move through those emotions and challenges, but you learn so much.
What would you say was a moment that you can think back of in the last few months that was like a hinge point, or you could call it your biggest win, or just like a moment where something hit you that you know you'll never forget after knowing it?
Oh, there's a lot actually. I guess the biggest one was probably realizing like I don't need to take on and I can't heal other people. Like, I need to stay in my lane and let other people have their own experience. And they get to choose what that is. And I can choose my experience too. I think I will never be the same because I have that understanding that everyone has their own journey, and I'm here for my purpose. And people will make their choices, and to give them space and grace, and myself. I mean, more importantly, like I learned how to do that for myself, taking the judgment out of things, out of you know this is how I behaved, and I can do better, and but I'm not beating myself up for it anymore. I'm like, I'm human. I love the phrase you use quite often, like, I've never done today. Today's a new day. I'm a different person than I was yesterday even. And um yeah, I just love that.
That's a huge awareness for a lot of our clients. For you personally, though, like when you realize, like, oh, I can just do Latia. Like, so give us a little glimpse before you knew that, then what was life like? And now that you know, I mean, what does that mean for you? Like moving forward to like, why was that the biggest thing?
Well, at times I felt guilty for pursuing my hobbies or interests, or even a career. And so now that has shifted a lot. Like, I feel like something that Missy shared was, you're helping your family by helping yourself. It spills over. They get the leftover. You fill the cup and they get the overflow, which is great because really, when I take care of myself and I'm feeling great, things go so much better. And it's opened. doors to explore, like, okay, well, if I used to operate out of fear that, what if my husband has a heart episode again? Um, will we be without income? And I was like, no, like I am totally capable and talented enough to go make money however, like with my art, or I have all kinds of business ideas now. Actually, I'm like, I can see myself as an entrepreneur. I'm just gonna tell my husband to buckle up and we're going for a ride. um and he's been open to the growth, and he's supportive as long as I'm happy, and so that's always been awesome. But now I'm not living in that fear. So I guess my belief in myself has grown tremendously. Anything's possible. So
So
it's
beautiful.
incredible. Like, this is such a like huge stuff in such a short window. And I'm not like, I'm internalizing this as I'm speaking it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've grown so much and I'm so grateful.
I'm just so proud of you. It takes so much courage to witness that maybe your life isn't going how you thought or wanted, and then actually be open to change that. I mean, that's courage. Like, and then to seek out and be like, I'm going to need support if I'm going to change. And you found it and you went for it. You didn't question it. You didn't sit on it for 2 more years. You were like, no, I'm doing this. It just speaks volume of your character. And letting that lead this decision was just, I've seen that in you. Every time it's like, oh, I'm not sure about that. But your overall character of, but I'm willing, and I feel like I have the support. Let's go. And now you're just like, that is who I have always been. And in just a few months, I was able to break out of wherever was and come back to myself. Myself is awesome and thinks of possibilities and is so strong. Like, what a beautiful, I'm just inspired when I see this happen. And I think wow, I'm just the luckiest person ever because I see this for years. Like, I see it all the time. But to have you being able to process and see, like, wow, it was only a few months when I lived for years this way.
And I've always told myself I love to learn, which is not a lie. I love to learn. And then it just hit me like a month ago. I'm like, oh, I love to learn. I'm I'm getting some more of this. And so it was kind of fun to realize, like, I've been telling myself this forever and not like fully putting it together of what that means. And I've also
And
always told
doing
myself
it.
that I'm a morning person. So that works, that serves me well.
Yes.
So yeah, it's been awesome.
Um, anything you want to share that you were just like, oh, I really want to share this before I ask the final question?
Hmm.
Anything that's been brewing in your mind, you're like, oh, I just really want to share this, or an experience, or I don't know. You don't have to
Well,
share anything, but
yeah. um, I I don't know. There's so much that um I don't know. It's this program has been something that I've been like, I just want everyone, just all my mom friends to come. I wish that it wasn't a money thing for some people, and that I guess they don't feel like they're worthy of that. And when I saw the price tag of things, I was like, okay, this is a lot, and but I'm worth it. And I even made a pro and con list. Like,
smart.
these are the reasons why I want. Actually, I might not have put any cons. I think I just said, these are the reasons I want to join. And I had a short window because I wanted a promotional period. And so I took my list to my husband because I feel like, when it's a thing over $100, we try to discuss it before we jump. And so I'm like, okay, these are the reasons why I want to do this. And I was like, I know I'm going to make the most out of this. Like, that's not a question. Um and so anyway, he's like, yeah, just go. Just do it. And I'm like, oh, yes. Yes.
Like
So
Christmas.
it was. And so anyway, it was good to be able, I know this, that you can invest in yourself, I've invested in myself prior, but not a coaching program necessarily. I've done Tom Hopkins, if you've heard of him. Um, Went to a sales training that was like 2 or 3 days long. And I've always been into self-development, but at the same time, I was not putting those things to action necessarily. During the program, I was like, oh, when I read a book, I should jot down a couple action items to like really, yeah, just act on. Not just saying, oh, that was a good book, and then putting it down and moving on to the next, but really, like, what is it that I need right now to work on? So anyway, I love this journey. I will never end. Um, yeah, I'm just glad to be here.
Well, we have all, and I say we as the team, like we talk about the clients in our team meetings and just like, oh, how is this and what are we learning? And it's like Letia has been one that is in constant progress. And it helps us to know, and you're in a coaching space, we don't have to get into those details, but if you're one watching this and you're someone that's like, I want to progress, Latia is a great example of like, if you are that person, this program can shift things very quickly for you when you're of that mindset and of that way of being. So you've kind of shared a little bit of this, but the final question we like to ask is, there is going to be moms that watch this. You may not know them. Some of them, I might put your picture up and they'll be your neighbor and be like, wait, Latia did what? And they'll watch this. But anyone, like another mom is feeling how you were. She's like, is there a space where I can talk about hard things? Is there a space that I can feel this level of support and we're going to feel so much joy in motherhood? Like, this is hard. She's sitting in that space and they have maybe even been watching our posts. They're considering the program. They have hesitations on the cost, the time. We've priced it at a place where people seriously consider, because this is a serious journey. Would you agree? Like,
Yeah.
it is, it takes a level of energy. So what do you feel like you want to share? Any words of wisdom, perspective, whatever, with this mom that is watching this? What do you want her to know?
I want her to know that we just got to uncover the real you and experience joy in life again. And that's possible. You don't need to be in a place of survival, which I was. I admit, like I was like 11 years in the survival mode. Um, and I was very reactive. I was yelling at my kids and then going through the whole, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That's, the whole guilt. And um, now I act, not react. Um, I'm so much more calm. And that's what my kids needed. They needed me to figure out myself. um, they needed me to be present, and I was not present with them. When they would ask me to play with them, I'm just like had all the excuses. Um, so anyway, it's worth it to invest in yourself and become the person that you're proud of. Because deep in there is a person that has dreams that can make those a reality. And there's such an awesome support system here. I mean, you can talk about anything and everything and feel heard and receive that space that you need to grow. And I never felt judgment from any of the people in the group. Um, just validated and supported and loved. So it's worth every single penny to invest in this program for yourself. And at first, when I started the program, I was like feeling the rush, like I've got 6 months because that's all I've committed to. And so I'm like, I got to make change quick and I got to do all the things. Um, and then I realized that I'm doing this at my own pace. And so what if it takes me longer? I'm learning skills at the pace that I'm supposed to. Awarenesses are coming at the time they're supposed to. And so there's no such thing as like rushing yourself or slowing yourself down. If you trust your intuition, you trust the process, then things will happen when they're supposed to. And those shifts will happen when they're supposed to. So trusting God, leaning in with faith, he'll guide you through this journey too.
Beautiful. Mic drop. Mic drop. All right. Thank you so much, Letia, for sharing your heart today and sharing this with everyone that's going to watch it. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. We'll continue to see you in the group.
Yes, for sure.